Hey there, bestie. I'm Lauren Appelbaum, your What to Read Next podcast host. Join me as we dive into exciting new reads that'll have you reaching for your TBR pile in no time. From group and mysteries to spicy romances, we'll explore it all and help you find your next favorite book. So grab a cup of tea, cozy it up, and let's discover some amazing reads together. I'm Lauren. Welcome to What to Read Next podcast.
Hi, thanks for having me.
So happy to have you here. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
My name is Lauren Appelbaum. I'm the author of Rachel Weiss's Group Chat. It's my debut novel. So, yeah.
Yeah. So talk to us about your writing process. You always wanted to write a book, or is it something that came in later in life and just basically you just decided to creatively try it? And what was the process of getting your debut novel published?
Yeah, so I've known that I wanted to be an author since I was 5, basically. So I was always writing as a kid, and then I started seriously writing novels in college. I finished my first one when I was 19, and I went on to write several more. None of them got published, which I'm glad because they would be embarrassing. But so Rachel Weiss's Group Chat is the first one that actually got me a book deal. And yeah, so it was basically over a decade of writing books and just trial and error and learning as I went.
Yeah. So talk to us about Rachel Weiss Group Chat. Tell us the elevator pitch. What can we expect?
Sure. So it is Pride and Prejudice and Bridget Jones's Diary meets Broad City. So it's like a Jewish millennial retelling of Pride and Prejudice. And it's about Rachel Weiss and her three closest friends in the year they turn 30. Rachel is kind of struggling to figure out what she wants to be doing with her life. And her mom is constantly harassing her, trying to set her up with Mr. Right. So then, yeah.
And we have a group chat.
Yeah.
And all the things that makes us millennial Gen Zers, what makes us share group chat and just meddling parents and everything in between. So,
Yes.
what was your favorite part of writing this novel? Yes, it's the one that got you a book published. Were there any parts that you're excited about it or you were thrilled to just do?
Yeah, I had a lot of fun with it because Rachel's personality is basically the opposite of my personality. I am like a classic introvert and Rachel is very extroverted and confident. So it was just really fun to put her in different situations and think, what would Rachel do? And I just had a lot of fun with it.
Yeah. So what can we expect next from you? Congratulations, today's your publication day. But what else can we expect now going forward?
Yeah, I have another book coming out in 2025. It's another romantic comedy that hopefully will appeal to millennial readers. It's about a remote worker in Seattle who is an introvert, unlike Rachel, and she inherits a beach house in Florida when her grandmother passes away, under the condition that she also has to look after her grandfather. So she has to go down to Florida and come out of her shell, and romance ensues also.
I love the fact that you're giving the millennial dream of inheriting generational wealth by inherit property because we won't be able to afford it, but we can inherit it.
Yes.
I actually did inherit it. My grandmother gave me her apartment. So I didn't inherit it.
Really? But did you have to take care of your grandfather?
Oh, no, I did not. My brother lives in the apartment now. So we'll do musical chairs, but yeah, my grandmother before she passed away, she donated her apartment to me, and then so I I did inherit it. It's I don't think about it because I didn't have any conditions or anything, and I don't. My brother takes care of the apartment itself, he does pay the maintenance and all the HOH fee and everything and the taxes. And so I don't think about it, but then I'm no, I do have a romantic comedy generational.
Amazing.
Yeah, but it's so funny. Millennials, we won't be able to afford it on our own, but obviously our grandparents think about us and give us, especially as an author, conditions you have to marry someone, you have to take care of this, you have to do this. But
Yes. Conditions are always where the interesting things happen.
yeah, awesome. So let's talk about your reading life. What kind of books do you tend to read?
I read a broad spectrum, I would say. I read women's fiction, historical fiction, lots of romantic comedies also. Just, yeah, I'm kind of a mood reader. So whatever I feel like, I'm actually currently diving into the world of
Oh,
ACOTAR, like those romantic books. This is my first time. I'm on the second ACOTAR book. So
the
yeah,
best.
a lot
You're
of,
the best book. Current Superior is by far, like, far superior. I remember reading them in 2016 when they were just coming out, so I had to wait. You'll know after you finish A Court of Mr. Superior, but like, I need the next book right away, and I had to wait a year to get the next book.
that's rough.
It was rough because it ends in a cliffhanger, just an FYI, you'll need the next book right away. Because like, what is happening? But it's such a journey. I am so glad that you're just joined this journey of the Akatar world.
Yes, it's a delight so far.
It is. So do you have any other books to recommend our listeners to pick up? Like whether it's rom-coms or other books that you're like, I enjoy this past year that you're like, definitely check it out.
Yes, I have. I decided to stay with the rom-com theme. So I have 3 recommendations that I love. Well, actually, one of them is not a rom-com. So I'll start with the one that's not really a rom-com. It's more like a mom fiction, but
Yep.
I think everyone would enjoy. It's All They Ask Is Everything by Hadley Leggett.
Us.
So yeah, I should have thought of pitches for these before I started recommending them, but it's about a mom who's just like devoted her life to her daughters and kind of what happens when she reaches a breaking point.
Mhm.
That's all I can say. But Hadley is another debut author. And then these are the rom-coms. Till They're With You by Lindsay Hamroff. This
Yeah.
is a really sweet. Have you heard of this one?
I've heard of her book. Yes, I've seen the cover. I'm like, it's on my list. So tell me why should I pick it up? Bump it up.
It's really sweet and fun, and it's kind of like a wish fulfillment because it's about Lexi, she is an aspiring chef, and she falls in love with a guy who I think she has a one night stand with him, but then he goes on to immediately become a super famous pop star.
Ooh.
And then he comes back into her life, and so she's like, suddenly, am I dating a pop star? Am I not dating him? And it's really fun.
Oh my gosh, you had me a pop star. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, I like celebrity normal people. It's like my go-to trope.
Those are so fun. I love it.
Yes.
And then the other one is Worst in Show by Anna E. Collins.
Yep.
So the pitch for this one is awesome. I think I got the pitch down because it's like you've got mail, but with pet store owners. So
Mm.
instead of bookshop owners, it's pet store owners, and they team up to try to win this dog competition.
Oh my
So
gosh. You
yeah.
have me at a dog competition. I just think about Best in Show, the mockumentary. Have you seen that?
It's
It's like it's like best, like all these dog shows, and I love watching the dog show after Thanksgiving Day parade. Like that's like my favorite thing is like watching all the dogs. And I just want to know the behind the scenes. And I can imagine you got mail and then having pet shop owners and trying to do this. It's like the stakes are high.
yeah, so that's Worst in Show. You would definitely like it.
Yes. So Lauren, tell us where we can find you online.
Of course, yeah. So you can find me on Instagram at Lauren Appelbaum, and my website is laurenappelbaumbooks.com.
Awesome. Thank you, Lauren, for being on the show.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thanks for joining me on this episode of the What to Read Next podcast. If you enjoy our bookish conversations and want more recommendations, don't forget to subscribe so you never miss an episode. Also, head on over to the What to Read Next blog for a list of books mentioned in today's show. Happy reading!